Hello everybody, welcome to a Starcraft 2v2 replay brought to you from JHM. I believe this is on Boneyard. Okay. With his opponent, XSpectreX. Protoss versus Zerg, you can tell by the minimap. Against Insector and Larry Boy. A little uncreative, but that's fine. So as we see, the Overlords are doing their scout. Weird that there's... Okay, I thought they were scouting the same position. So we got a wall off in the front. With the clubs. Take a look at the production tab, make sure that it's constantly building workers. And forge. Okay. Nope. Gateway first. Now against Zerg, on 2v2 maps, you kind of want to be able to scout it and make sure they don't throw up a spawning pool. Looks like they're both going to take expansions right off the bat, unless he's using this to scout. I doubt that. Yep. Expansion time. Bloop. Another expansion down. So they're expanding first. So, oh, this might be a good macro game for the Zerg. Okay, so when it's normally 2v2 when you're playing with Protoss or any other race that's not Zerg, you most likely want to just wall off a little bit of the area and kind of keep it, you know, to where they can't get in. I understand that you want to put the cannon right at the ramp, but it's also very, snipeable if you set an Overlord right here, and then a bunch of Hydras come up and then take out the cannon. And that's not a tight wall right here. So. Again, this is nice. Right now, the Cyber Core should have went down a while ago. Yeah, this isn't tight at all. This is. This to this is tight. This can stream in Zerglings through here and here. What you want to do to make sure your wall is tight is take Zealots and kind of fit them through. Now you can only fit in through Zealots. You can't really fit. I'm not sure if Stalkers would be able to fit. I know Sentries could. But anything bigger than, a Stalker is not going to fit. So. Cyber Core should have went down a lot earlier. Not around, 20, 22 supply. It should have went down. After gas, once the gateway builds, shouldn't throw it down. Because what it does is that kind of delays your tech. So this robo bay could have, facility could have went up a little earlier. So I see 3 gate robo coming out. I'm seeing 2 more gateways going down. 4 gateways going down. I like the use of the 3 probes to build them, but you don't really need to. Because now you got to send them all back. 5 gateways, 1 pylon. So if that pylon gets sniped, it's all over for the gateways. Don't want to Artosis your pylons. He's got 6 gateways and no Cyber Core. It's very... He's got 5 gateways. So unless this is a Zealot rush, which, when you're playing against Zerg, you kind of want to benchmark your attacks to kind of be There. Oh, Spire going down. So he's doing early Spire tech. He's got roaches as a backup. Not producing anything but Zerglings. You gotta assume muted because what does he have? They don't even know where they are. That's bad. You really need to scout right off the bat against Zerg, at least against one of the Zergs, because you don't know whether or not they're gonna cheese you. You know, and with everything kind of being a little later than normal, you don't want that to happen. So now it's, I like the fact that you're expanding. But you need to make a time to make an attack. So, two more gateways going up. A Stargate. So if this is going to be used for observers, that's fine. Keep making observers. Just keep pumping them out. So that we can always kind of have a feeling for the map. Because you need them to be spawning here, 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 just all over the bases. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay. At least he's getting warp gate research, which is good. There's the scouting overlord. Not a lot of time waiting, but heck, if it's sacrificial, it's good. Alright, start pumping Phoenix. If you're thinking they're going Stargate or they're going Meta, you want to get Phoenix out before that happens. I like this, but really need to choose which one you want. Here comes the small force of Zerglings. Okay, so you got a Spire. No Muta's on the way. What's he waiting for? 11 larva, 10 larva. Nice work on the probe count. That's good. Wow, actually, even with the Zerg, that's really good. Until this one kicks in. So another expansion down for Larry Bro. Boy, this expansion got cleaned up. Unfortunately, he had no pylons down, it looks like, and no cannons to help protect it. A bunch of probes gonna die, and the Zerglings only have speed. So, and no upgrades going down yet. If you're gonna take the expansion again, have a force with you, even if it is small, to be able to take the expansion. There we go with the Phoenix. Twilight Council going down. I'm not sure why the Twilight Council. I don't see a forge in your base. I don't, unless you're. Okay, so Stargate Robo is pretty much, well, considering how many minerals you're finding, you're fine with that. But you're gonna have to throw down at least one. Oh. That's a very odd tech tree you got there going. I mean, this is kind of like if you're doing really late game stuff, and this is real still mid game. You need to at least take one more expansion to actually fund most of that, what you're doing. Because this base right here needs to be a little more saturated, a few more probes. I'm hearing things. Oh. Creator Spire on the way. Drilling glands. Or adrenal. Where's your Phoenix? Keep your Phoenix with the army. Keep your Phoenix with the army. Really just to snipe the Overseers, because you're going to need the rest of your army to take out Zerglings, which aren't even upgraded. No upgrades from the Zerg, which is kind of strange too. I'm going to say this is, I'm going to already know this is kind of a lower the game. None of these units are upgraded at 16 minute mark. Most of the time you'll either see 1-1 or at least 2-2. The Immortal mixture is good. Phoenix should be in this. Phoenix should be in this army. I understand you're trying to micro. You have a better concave. You don't really need to force field the ramp. You got DTs kind of dealing damage up front. You can force field these eggs, which is kind of funny. So when a unit pops out, it actually gets stuck there. What I like to see is you take another expansion once you know that you're doing these attacks, so that way you can actually be able to keep micro aid, keep your macro up as well. Because now you're just floating, and I don't think you're producing anything. Nope, you're not. So now you got idle gateways, you got idle. All this is still idle. So you need to keep making units, because that's why you needed the Phoenix to give you high ground spotting. That fight would have done a lot better. See now. So had you been macroing behind this as you've been doing this attack, your partner doesn't have now getting robotics. Your partner can barely fund the robotics. He's not on 2 base. He might as well just fund DTs and Archons. Well, one of them's got 1-1. You gotta, there we go. See that weird, nice concave? Oh, blink. That's very nice. Where's the Phoenix? Doing, hopefully sniping overlords. There, well, okay, 2 kills total. High Templar with no Storm Hope. Nope, going straight to Archons. Okay, I'm fine with that. Walking them up to death. You can feed back the Overseers. I'd like to see upgrades out of this. Take these probes and transfer them down. Seeing that you just probably lost a whole chunk of them. Too many Phoenix queued up, that's fine. Having one and one come out. You're floating, start building zealots. I'd start going charge watts, and you don't have any upgrades on your units, which is really bad. So it's fine if you're gonna risk the expansion. Please drop down cannons. You're floating a lot of minerals. I would say drop down a bunch of cannons. You have a forge that was never used, and had the upgrades been good on your units, Spectre, you probably would have been a lot better in most of those fights. Again, constant building out of these facilities. Overlord hidden in the back. Corruptor's on the way. You know, Corruptors mean Broodlords, so most times you don't get Broodlords without getting Corruptors. And that's a fact. So, well. And we're done with stupid facts for today, so here we go. Army size, I think you guys are ahead. Not by much. But your upgrades need to be better. Oh, now +2 is on the way. That's good. So when did he get +1? Where's his forge? Gateways. There it is. Again, Phoenix would be a lot more useful because they give you high ground spot vision before, so you have an idea of what the army composition is going to be like once you get up the ramp. And again, you probably got idle warp gates. Yep, you do. So again, if you get rid of the spire before the, mutas will pop, but Broodlords are out. This is where you take the stalkers and plank them right underneath here. Take out the Broodlords. They don't have upgrades. Your mortals will tank everything else. Have the mortals take all the damage. Actually, I would use the Phoenix to take out the mutas. There you go. Take out the mutas. No transfuse on that queen. Didn't need to. Died. And survived. So we're gonna rewatch that battle again. Okay, 26 minutes into it. I didn't realize I was up. Oh well. You're not in trouble. I'd like to see you take an expansion. You're at 3,500 minerals. You could take 2 expansions and plop down a bunch of cannons. Here comes a small muta wave. I don't. You have this base, and you have no cannons protecting it. You have this base over here that's not mining. No cannons protecting it. This would have helped you a lot during a lot of these to keep this base. Would just be have some cannons, have some units down there. Since it's your only mining base, an ultra. I didn't even see ultra tech go down. Well, you're right. This is the point where you make an army, sack the base, and go for broke. You got nothing. Nope, just sack it. Just let it go. Let it go. Just sack your base and let it go. Just go for broke and do major attacks. Don't worry about the mutas. If you have an army size bigger than that, take them out. I would just go all in right now. That's your real only hope. Because the mutas are always going to do damage. Anyways. That way the immortals can do damage to buildings and stuff like that. And your stalkers can take out all the mutas. Oh, those are the cracklings. Oh, Spectre, you're not out. You still have a base down here that could be mining. You got probes. I've seen. You got 5 probes. If you can get your guys to mine down there, you should be okay. Now, if your partner's kind of dead in the water, give them control of some kind of unit. So, say Phoenix, for example, would be a good idea. You want to give your opponent control of the Phoenix? Both give your partners control of something. So one can micro up for these major attacks, and one can do protection against the regular attacks. +3 stalker, but +3 army will eliminate a lot of things. Roaches have 2 too. Zerglings are still at 0-0, and it's 31 minutes into the game. I'm not seeing why they are. So they're just gonna die instantly. An armor upgrade will do a lot better than a shield upgrade. Again, rewarping units, keep building stuff. Have Spectre actually control something so that he can go across the board. He could actually just be sniping overlords, because that's basically what you want. At least do something with the Phoenix. And Sector just left the game. He knows that if he stays in the game, he'll be able to actually do what he can. Well, you'll earn the points for staying in the game better. You know, that's fine. Don't take out the drones. Again, production-wise, you're kind of. That's why you need to give your control to your partner who's broke and has nothing left except one little mining probe. Because all this will die without creep anyways. We'll zoom in and watch the death of the larva. Oh my gosh, this receding so slow. I know this, and that died anyways. Oh, there they go. Bleh. There's the probe transfer. Cracklings are actually good. You can throw a pylon down somewhere so you can kind of reinforce your army or reinforce the space. Okay, you got Templar archives, and you have more gas than you have minerals. Start making Templar, High Templar, and turn them into Archons, because they do bonus damage to the bio units. Now hopefully your zealots have, no, they don't have charge. What a shame. Here come Phoenix. If zealots had charge, they'd do a little more. Kind of a waste of a blink for that. Well, that's good. The Zerglings didn't get a perfect surround on that. Again, I use the Phoenix to start sniping everything. Stay overhead and just... Well, this person was going lane muta. He's got roaches coming from the other person's base. No, they were better off staying here. Start killing drones. And you're not producing anything, and you have money to do it. Yeah. I'd like to see either Archons or something, just anything. But you need to be producing while you're trying to do this. Because when you start to move up in leagues, you need to worry about your macro on top of your micro. Your macro is a lot more important right now than your micro, because basically, you just want A everything. The fact the Phoenix shot in hockey, that's nice. Again, this Zerg should have had at least 3-3 by now. Well, at least you got the padding. Got the guy to pad wrong. Alright, you got 8 gateway. I like to see something being built right now, because all of a sudden, this hurts a little bit, and there's no cannons here to protect this base. It should be, yep, there you go, that's what I want to see. There you go. Something to protect your base. A pylon to help warp in units, and some cannons. Had these been 3-3 cracklings, this Nexus would have went down, and with as many Zerglings as I had, would have went down really fast. Should have been no reason for that to be still up. You still got a Zergling killing this. So they're doing a lot of damage. It's gonna take out all your probes if you're not listening. And then there's nothing being produced. Oh my gosh. Now all you have money for is zealots. Here come. Yep, there's the Archon. There's the Archon. Don't worry about him. Worry about your base that's dying. wait till the shields at least regenerate a little bit. There goes the probe transfer. So the things I'm seeing wrong is that you're making production after you do an attack. So right now you're not focused on anything but this attack, the micro of the attack. Now while your opponent's doing the mass Zelt running, just go over here, build an expansion. Don't even pay attention to it. Just like leave it alone for like a minute, for like a 5-6 seconds. Build that expansion. Another 5-6 seconds. Build units. Come back over here, and then that way you can keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if those were charge lots, they would be a lot more effective. And if they had upgrades, they'd be twice as effective. But since the Zerglings don't have any upgrades, that makes them really useless now. And Larry Boy has left the game. So, a few pointers, and I'll try to put them up here somewhere. If I have the editing technology to do that, I might. Is that this expansion should have went down a while ago. After it died, you should have thrown it right back up again. You had the money. I understand that you're trying to micro a lot. Something that I learned is that you send your army one place, macro behind it real quick. So as long as you take your army like this, and then attack move to a certain location so they don't die by just moving, come back real quick, and then make another warpin. Make another warpin. Build out of these. If you had these hotkeyed, you could be building out of these while you're only paying attention to this. Because then all you have to do is say, let's go. All you have to do is go quick. Yep, okay, they don't have. So you can quick, you know, for mine 7 and 8 would be my robotics and my Stargate. So 7 would be an immortal. 8 would be the Phoenix. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. And then, you know, click your click on. Then click to make the immortal. Come back while you're watching this fight. And then all you have to do to get back to these guys, and if you want to highlight them real quick, you can do that. Or just one, and then start making sure, and then you can make sure that they're doing what they can as far as damage wise. But anyways, it was a decent game. Few big mistakes was, let's go with Spectre, who says he's not good with toss, so you know, give him cannons. Would be good here. Cannons would have been good here. Cannons would have been good here. A couple of cannons in the back would have been okay. A couple of cannons in the back. If you're assuming your opponent's always going to muta, especially with 2 Zergs, throw a couple of cannons in the back. You should be fine. As long as one of you gets Stargate, that would be okay. No upgrades, which would have been a lot more useful. All armor. No armor upgrades. With toss, armor is more important than shield. And then shield should come last. If you're going to use shields, mostly for the Archons, or not for the Archons and the Immortals. But other than that, that's all you really need shield for. Armor is more important because once the shield disappears, because the shield health is a lot less most of the time, especially for zealots. You just want to make sure you're just buffing up the armor. So, I mean, you got this guy has an expansion there. Now he's actually in production. He's building zealots, which is a good thing because he doesn't have any gas to build much of anything else. Double robotics. I would say is a bad idea considering that you just have all this right here. Start making stuff using the Temple Archives. Um, JHM on the other hand could have done down one more robotics to keep pumping out immortals. Instead of Phoenix, start making void rays, and then keep this, you know, your 6 gateways, and keep making units out of them, even if it's zealots or something like that, so that way you still have an army to use. And then take your air army, because I know, let's see, I know I was one to bench 26. So we're gonna watch this right here, one of the few battles. And here's the problem I see with it. You used the blink when you didn't need to. And that, you know, you are stopping them, but you need to make sure that your army is kind of, see how this kind of clusters up down here? Blink them forward again. You know, what do we know? Pretty good. Now here's where this gets tricky, is that I'm gonna slow it down a little more. So you don't almost read it. So these immortals should be attacking every structure. These stalkers, all of the stalkers, should be attacking the brood lords. So this way, this doesn't die. But you got everything attacking everything. You're not. So you should use the stalkers to focus fire down the brood lords. There was enough stalkers there. Even at +1, they're doing 15 damage. Had the Phoenix been over there beforehand with the army to give high ground vision, you could have done. The Broodlords probably wouldn't have not been in there. And now you got Phoenix doing sniping Broodlords, which they don't do bonus damage to armored units. They do bonus damage to light units. So all these mutas, if you focus fire down the mutas instead, could have all went down, and then you would have free reign over the Broodlords. But you would, so if, so we'll say that here, this whole battle here could have been could have done a little more damage. Had these Phoenix been with this army, I'm fine with you not having reinforcements in the back. And then these units moving back, moving up here as well, because there's nothing being falling over there or anything like that. So that way your Phoenix automatically get high ground vision. You could snipe these while you're waiting. Your partner could have got a couple of DTs once those overseers got sniped. And then that way the DTs could have handled a lot more of the damage. So right there, unnecessary blink for no real reason. You might as well have just walked your army up there. It would have been a lot easier. That way you don't have the cooldown time. So now these stalkers are getting sniped. Blink back, blink back, blink back. You can blink them back real quick, and then you have all these immortals right here to tank all these roaches. So you're gonna one stalker down. Two stalkers now. I think he had more. I'm sorry. Alright. You have 12 stalkers. So let's see how many of them survive. There's the blink, which you had no high ground vision, so they didn't get any higher than the ram. One down, two down, three down. Four. You lost 4 stalkers and then again, that should not have really happened. You should have lost maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2. And now you're just gonna lose more of this army right here. This doesn't help because you got stalkers sitting in the back over there. You see how this right here, yeah, I see you're moving in for the kill of this. This right now, this building is now useless to you because you got these sitting here doing some, killing the rest of your army. So there's no focus fire down on these. These immortals could have took down that entire base. Should have just let the immortals do the thing while you focus fire down the brood lords. And then once that, then the Phoenix will focus down the mutas. See how fast that muta went down? So Phoenix are doing 5 damage. So 10 damage a shot, doing 20 damage to the mutas. So right there, this right here could have been a big game changer. It would have never had to progress to far late game. So this battle could have actually been really decided kind of rather quickly if you had your Phoenix with this army, if you had focus fired down the brood lords with the stalkers, let the immortals do everything else. As long as you're focus firing down the mutas, had you took the rest of your army over here and reinforced, probably would have been a lot different too. Instead, you lost all your army in this one battle, and all they lost right here was a few buildings, several roaches, and some tech. And maybe you know, a few, and I think it was like 2 or 3 brood lords left. So the brood lords actually did more damage to you versus you doing more damage to them. Where are the brood lords? Huh. Oh, they're somewhere. I don't know where they are. Too many blobs everywhere. Oh, here they are. So, but yeah, this whole thing could have been a lot better in general. This fight could have just ended in this entire game. You had the big enough army. They didn't have much as far as anything else. They had the Zerglings. They had Broodlings, but you had anti-air, which was your stalkers, and your Phoenix. And your Phoenix could have took out the mutas. So the mutas would have done no damage. Would have done some damage to you, but not a lot. Because the muta will only, let's see, if it's 20 damage a shot, mutas. And you had, how many Phoenixes did you have? Like, I want to say you had 8 Phoenix against, huh? No mutas, not yet. Give it a second. This right here, if you focus fire these down, would have been game over. And you got 8 Phoenix. Here comes 13 mutas. 8 Phoenix can take out 13 mutas. Just should have been able to take out almost all those mutas. And now you're focus firing down brood lords, which not doing any extra damage too. And then I'm just watching these die. The Phoenix should have been focus firing the mutas. The stalker should have been focus firing the brood lords. And the immortals just going to town on everything else. Because that's what they're really there for. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye.